When you were democratically elected as the
Yeah.
mayor, what were your promises to your constituents, and how have you worked at keeping
Yes.
those promises?
Okay. On top of everything, I promise to conduct a good governance, which to some extent I did, and I'm still doing it. Secondly, I'm trying my best to improve the infrastructure, because I certainly believe that infrastructure is the top priority what Jakarta needs. Yeah. When I became a governor, many people of Jakarta expect that we can get rid of the flooding, which to some extent I managed to do. Now, many people in Jakarta, they almost forgot the flooding already. But the traffic jam is certainly one of the bigger issue now. So this is an issue that we can only address on a long-term basis.
For a lot of Indonesians, and especially today where Indonesia is very quietly becoming a very sustainable economy where wealth is being generated and so on, some of the millions of Indonesians who actually come to make Jakarta their home every year, the inward migration is still very unsustainable in that sense. And one of the things they say is, there's an Indonesian saying, Ibu kota lebih kejam dari ibu tiri, or rather, stepmother is more. Sorry, the capital city is more cruel than a stepmother.
Yes.
Now, that is obviously related to the cost of living, the quality of life in Jakarta. Now, how do you take the sting away from a sentence like that, a phrase like that?
Well, actually, cost of living, it is not 100% in the hand of my local government or my local administration anyway. But we're trying to keep the inflation low. So we managed for the last 3 consecutive years to manage to maintain the inflation rate below, 1 digit. Yeah. And I'm happy also to report that, our regional economic development is progressing very well. Last year, we had an economic growth of 6.5%. The first quarter of this year, 2011, is 6.7%. So we're looking forward for having completed this year by 6.8 or 6.
Yes, but economic growth is going to put the agenda in front of you. You're going to have, like you had earlier this year, the water infrastructure, the water dam bursting. You're going to have flooding coming back again.
Yes, but we're preparing for everything on a long-term basis. Yeah, say the in-migration, the rate of in-migration every year is slowing down. Yeah, though they're still, big in quantity, but they're slowing down. The last year, for the last 3 consecutive years, I think the incoming migration into the city of Jakarta has been maintained below 100,000. Last year it was 60,000, and we hope that we can further reduce the number.
And what do you need to do to slow down the rate of inward migration?
One, I think we have to appreciate the effort of the central government to develop more growth poles around the country. Yeah. But secondly, law enforcement is also important. That's what we did. So we're trying to convince people, if you want to live in the capital city, there are some certain requirements that you need to fulfill. Yeah. Other than that, there will be law enforcement. Yeah. That's one point. And second point, with regard to your question as far as the infrastructure is concerned. So we keep on expanding our infrastructure. Water work is very important. I have submitted the proposal to the central government, again, because we have to deal, unlike Singapore, we have to deal with my central government, to build up a factory, water purification factory, upstream, and then pipe the water all the way to Jakarta. Yeah. Well, this will guarantee that the amount of water that the people of Jakarta needs will be there in 4 years' time. But it's all on a public-private partnership basis.
Right. And what if I were to ask you one last question, which is your funding mechanism going forward, which is also the first question I asked you. is there any plans, or do you see in the foreseeable future that you will actually float the debt that you have created for building your infrastructure, the railway?
Yep.
And is there a different mechanism that would make sense to you to fund some of the ambitious projects that you have going forward?
Yeah, we are going to be the first to issue a municipal bond in Indonesia, and that's going to happen next year. So we set for this year actually, but I mean timing is not properly. It's not proper now, so we postpone it until I think the first half of next year. But we're ready for that. I invited Standard & Poor's to rate it. I mean, last year they given me BB+. It's better than my country's rating, but I'm happy to that. But most importantly is to prepare the administration for this for the responsibility of a bond issue, because we're looking forward for having this municipal bond issued each and every year again and again, in order to be able to catch up with the need to improve our infrastructure.
And if you go that route, you'll be one of the first Asian cities from the developing world to have had a municipal bond market.
Hopefully.
But then you'd also be walking in the same path as the U.S. cities that got themselves burned because of the relationship with investment banks.
Yeah, that is why the reason, I mean, for prudent financial management.
And what is a prudent financial management?
Well, I had to restructure all my financial mechanism, my agency, and also my assets. So in that respect, I think it took me a long time. Since I became a governor, I was trying bit by bit, step by step, to restructure everything.
And what are the parameters that you give yourself? Because in a sense, you set your own parameters, don't you?
Yes and no, because those parameters has to be also confirmed by my central government.
Yes, but you state the terms in which you want to build your financial infrastructure.
More or less, yes.
And so what conditions have you set for yourself that you think that your electorate would buy into?
I'm trying to improve the what do you call it, the financial capacity of like a tax. The tax ratio should be improved, and then
the ability to pay.
Yes, but then again, it needs also the understanding of a people. We need to educate also people at the same time. On the other hand, we have an extended, tax mechanism in Indonesia, in Jakarta in particular. We also need to approach central government to give more attention also for the capital city. Without that, I don't think that the capital city would be able to handle everything itself. So,
are you happy with the capital city's current ability to generate its own revenue? Or is there some work to be done?
Could be better. It could be better. Some improvement is still needed.
So what is your discussion with the central government? I mean, what are some of the key areas that you like greater control on?
Well, I think, if we cannot get a share, a better tax sharing basis with the central government, well, I expect the central government would pay more attention. For example, in terms of co-financing the infrastructure for transportation, for public transport in Jakarta. They did with the MRT, but I was the one having 58% and then the central government 42%. It could have been the other way around, actually. Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Fauzi Bowo. Thank you very much for speaking to us, and all the very best in the infrastructure that you're building.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
And I hope that we'll be able to have this conversation
again.
Thanks.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye.